Yeah, I'm not running shields. But I'm not going to dwell on that. There's much more important things to talk about. Like how damn pretty this ship is. This is the Imperial Eagle. Likely the only real crossover of Federation and Imperial technology you'll ever get to fly. And I love this thing. The argument could be made that the Mark II Eagle is the superior machine, but for my money, the increased hull, shield, speed, and upgraded hardpoint all make this a bit of a no-brainer. And even if it wasn't objectively better in most every way, it would still look better. You could chalk it up to the standard Imperial white that they used for the paint job, but I think it's more than that. But of course, I'm completely wrong, because the only difference between the two is the pontoons on the side here and the handlebar spoiler in the back, both of which are completely useless. It's literally the same ship. So I guess it is just the paint job. Still, I'm not exactly going to complain, especially when I can do this. I'm supposed to be using a PA and some Class 1 multi-cannons here, but I just don't want to. So I've settled on the same thermal beams I've been using, and a larger overcharged multi-cannon I ripped off the gunship for the hardpoint up top. And it works well enough for what I'm using it for. I've been trying to embrace the bounty hunter culture while I fly the Eagle. It's not really so much about the money. If it were, I wouldn't be flying an Eagle. But it's more about the hunt. And if you're doing this kind of stuff in an Eagle, chances are you're the kind of pilot with something to prove. You want to illustrate your skill and mastery in combat. It's probably not about gloating at all. Like this guy in an FDL. No, don't run. Don't run. No one said you could get away. No, definitely not gloating. I'm thinking it's probably an overcompensation thing. But that doesn't mean it isn't fun. And challenging. I mean, really, I'm in a shieldless Eagle and I just took down an FDL. That's a bit of an ego boost, I don't care who you are. But while we're talking about this, I know there's going to be someone in the comments whining that the FDL was only a novice and it's not really indicative of any flight capability of the ship and blah, 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 blah. And so, to those people, I need you to know, from the bottom of my heart, I couldn't possibly care less. Seriously. Look, here I am spending the better part of an hour taking down a dangerous Corvette. It's boring. Nobody wants to spend 40 minutes watching a cockpit HUD while a Corvette runs into reverb mines. Nobody cares. Some of you should be taking notes. The only real problem I have here is that it isn't actually a genuine Imperial Eagle. It's a knockoff, meant to be sold to pilots who don't know any better. And unfortunately, it seems you can't really get a genuine Imperial Eagle unless you're from the Empire. Or you talk to the right people. You just have to do it a certain way. See, at the end of World War III, the United States was the de facto owner of Earth. American English and its dialect became the standardized language for the budding Federation. But when the Empire came into being, they decided to rely on a more archaic version of the language, so they could always know who the true Imperials were. Luckily, I've been practicing. Y'all reet when a kick off the whip bled, bout some legit ex-sovereign wid maskrilla and it's safe and feeling mad dush. Ya get me, fam. Alright, I have no idea if that worked. Oh. Nailed it. Right. Okay. I am reasonably sure that this is the same ship that I came in with, and they just stripped my weapons. Son of a bitch. All joking aside, this is not a bad ship. It can be a bit fragile if you don't reinforce it properly, and it's not exactly heavy on firepower. But it is exceptionally fast. And while it's not as maneuverable as its federated cousin, it still turns better than most. Flown well or in a pack, it's effective and it's nice to look at. To be honest though, it's not exactly on the top of my fly list. If the intention is to go blow things up, I'd rather go with either of the Vipers, or the Cobra, or even the DBS. And really, truly, it's just for the additional hardpoint. Heat management could use a little work too. I'd love to recommend the Mark III as a wonderful canyon racer, but I'm not gonna lie, unless I've got a heads-up display to tell me where to go and what turns to make, or, a finish line, I can't say I've ever done it well. But I'd still buy this ship, if only to keep it in my garage when I want to look at it, or do some flight assist free loops around the station. It's small, it's pretty, and it's cheap. Really, what else do you need? Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. The next one is going to take me a moment, so I'm going to ask you all to bear with me, but I think you'll like it. Yes, there is a plan for afterwards, and I will let everyone know. The music used here is available on the Patreon, gratis, as all the best things are. You can pick yourself up a t-shirt at the link down below, and Twitter, Reddit, and all those links are there too. Leave a like for the algorithm, and thank you again if you already did. I'll see you next time.